A lot is happening in the world of sports, I can tell you, from basketball to boxing and of course football. My name is Samuel Mainiko and you're welcome to Sport Gist. When I come back, I'll be telling you all about it. Barcelona, they turned it around yesterday. King James was not around and the Lakers couldn't win the game. I'll be right back. Alright guys, welcome back to Sport Gist. My name is Samuel Mainiko, like I told you, and I'm not alone in the studio. I have with me TJ Wheels. Go to Port Harcourt, ask of this man, they'll tell you who he is.
It's very nice to be here with you, Sammy. This really brings back memories of how we used to do it back in the days, but let's see how it is today.
I tell you, now quickly let's just start off from basketball, where a whole lot is happening, I could tell you. Some highlights in the NBA games played so far this morning. So a remarkable welcome back to Houston for James Harden. James Harden with his 8th triple-double of the season. 29 points, 10 rebounds, 14 assists. James Harden for MVP. That's what everybody is saying. People are screaming, let James Harden be the MVP for this season. Lakers without LeBron James, they failed to win 120 to 123. They lost one of the games of last night, I can tell you. Now, let me just quickly give you the rundown of the other games that happened over the night. So Indiana Pacers 114 to Cleveland Cavaliers 111, Utah Jazz 123 to 131. They lost to Philadelphia 76ers, while Detroit Pistons 129 points won Toronto Raptors by 105. Brooklyn Nets were 132 points better than Houston Rockets, who had 114. Charlotte Hornets had 135 points, while Minnesota Timberwolves had 102. Chicago Bulls, yes, they won by 128 points, while it was New Orleans 124 points right there. The Golden State Warriors, they lost narrowly, I could tell you, 106 points to 108 points to the Portland Trail Blazers. TJ, quickly now, James Harden is just coming to the Houston side and then he's turning things around.
He's a fantastic player. We've seen him over the years, his antecedents. Yes, he has this little cloud over him that he has a possibility of always turning the dressing room upside down. But his talent has never been in doubt. He's been a fantastic player all season long, and not just all season long, all through his career. He's someone that you expect to come into a team and really dominate. Him getting a triple-double, it's not his first time doing something like that. It's just one of the regular games for him. It's a regular game for him, but a spectacular one for anyone else. That's what you have when you're talking about an MVP in the making, a superstar, no doubt.
For James Harden, you can always count on 4 things or other man: rebounds, points, assists, and of course his beard. I could tell you about that one. Maybe one day I'll be able to grow a beard like that, and then I'll just be as fierce as he is. Now quickly, we'll move on to boxing, where Andy Ruiz Jr. will return to the ring to face Chris Arreola on the 24th of April in his first fight since losing to Anthony Joshua, Mexico's first world heavyweight champion. Posted on social media, "We back." That's what he's saying, TJ. We back. Anthony Joshua the last time beat him out on points. He was world champion. He came back to that game. He added weight. Now he looks slimmer and he looks ready to go.
He looks slimmer, he looks motivated, and when you look at this particular class, you do not doubt the talent of the boxers or the fighters in this category. All you have to look at is how motivated they are, how ready they are to go at it. And he said, "We back." He tells you that this man is ready to go out there and show the world that him beating Anthony Joshua was not a fluke. Eventually, yes, he lost the second fight, but he wants to prove a point, and I think that gives him extra motivation going into this fight, and just probably, he might nick it.
Okay, just might nick it. He looks slimmer, by the way. You should go watch his training videos, I'm telling you. And the rules, we back. He might not just be joking. We're going on a break. When we come back, it will be time for football.
Do you know you can send flights from London to Lagos via sea or air at Freaky.com? That's one of the things we know how to do best. Visit Freaky.com for the best and most efficient price you can send in your flight from London to Lagos. Through sea, you're just to pay a token of £2.29 per kg. By air, £3.99 per kg. For more information, visit our email on info@freaky.com. Freaky.com, connecting Africa to the global markets.
Alright guys, welcome back, and now it's time to talk football. We still Sport Gist. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media handles, from Twitter to Instagram on Gist on Gist NG, and of course on Facebook on Gist on Gist Media, and of course on YouTube Gist on Gist. Now quickly, let me just tell you about football, where one man is really upset. His name is Gary Neville, Manchester United legend. He says that Manchester United were sleepwalking in yesterday's game. Crystal Palace is a game you expect them to win. They got the draw. 3 games now, no goal for Manchester United.
No goal for Manchester United, but you have to look at a lot of things coming into a team like this. Manchester United have not been playing the most free-flowing of football. Yes, they've been getting the results over the course of the season, but truthfully, it's just looking like because of the amount of games you have packed into the season and the little space you have between games, that's why they are able to even spring up those results.
Yes, let me just quote him to back you up there. He says they are sleepwalking in games. They are thinking that they are okay, that they will get a goal, because many times this season they have played badly in the first half of games and then gone on and won the second half. But now it's not happening for them. Exactly what you were saying.
Exactly what I was talking about. Yes, a lot of people have the opinion that it takes a big team to play badly and still win. But you cannot play badly
every single
season, and that's exactly what Manchester United. I'm not saying they've been horrible throughout the season, but they've not been showing the stuff of champions. They've been winning games, but truthfully, looking at how the games have been, the reason Manchester United are this high up on the table is because of the coronavirus pandemic, because it choked games together. You see Manchester City, for example, is a team that from the get-go, last season, 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago, you could see triangular passes, you could see so much structure in their gameplay, but they had to simplify things this season because the games are coming thick and fast. So that was a good one for Manchester United, looking at that in quotes, because things coming straight and fast, they just had to play the most simple and basic of football, which is what they've been doing. Teams already know what to do when you come against Manchester United.
Okay, now quickly, the games that were played yesterday saw Burnley play out a 1-0 draw exactly with Leicester City, while it was Sheffield United beating Aston Villa by 1-0. Crystal Palace and Manchester United played out a 1-0 draw. In the Serie A also, there were games where Sassuolo played out all 3-3 draw with Napoli. I can tell you that game was exciting. Milan also played out a 1-0 draw with Udinese, what was Atalanta 5, Crotone 1, Benevento 0, Lecce Verona 3, Cagliari 1, Bologna 0, Fiorentina 1, Roma 2, and it was Genoa 1, Sampdoria 1. Now quickly we'll go on to Spain, where in the Copa del Rey Barcelona turned things around, 3-0, and like they say, the rest is history.
The rest is history, no doubt about it. After the first leg, losing 2-0 against Sevilla, everybody thought it was done and dusted. They were on a bad run of form at that point, but recently they've been able to pick up points here and there. And if you look at the table for just this year, they've been fantastic. They've been doing pretty well. They've been getting the results. No team in the La Liga has gotten as many points or as many goals as they've been able to do.
Let me just put you out there. Does this mean come PSG, we're turning it around?
Come on, they played against the likes of El Niasi. They are not playing against Mbappe. That's a different story entirely. We're talking about the Champions League finalists of last season who have shown that they are out.
So they have no chance. Say it to your chest, say it to your chest. They are out.
I say they are out.
Okay, says they are out. We're going on the break. When we come back, I'm giving you all the fixtures to look forward to when the weekend comes around.
Do you want to get the latest gist updates, the sports reviews and predictions, news and events as they hot? Stay tuned to Gist on Gist. Remember to follow Gist on all social media handles, Gist on Gist NG on Instagram and Twitter, Gist on Gist Media on Facebook. So to get all your gist, stay tuned to Gist on Gist, your platform for all gists.
Alright guys, welcome back. It's the last half of the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Drop us a comment, okay? Will Barcelona be able to turn it around? They have gotten form. Messi is pushing them on. Griezmann getting the goals. Also Dembele also right there. Would they be able to? Drop us a comment. Don't forget like and subscribe to all our pages. Don't forget, Gist on Gist is brought to you by Freaky. Yes, now Freaky.com, that is. Now let's just quickly go on to the fixtures I'll be looking forward to this weekend. We'll be starting off from the Premier League, where to see Burnley take on Arsenal, Sheffield United will take on Southampton, while Wolverhampton Wanderers will travel to play Aston Villa. It will be Brighton and Wolverhampton taking on Leicester City. Newcastle United will play West Bromwich Albion, while it will be Fulham taking on Liverpool. Manchester United will take on Manchester City in arguably the biggest game of the weekend, while it will be Crystal Palace taking on Tottenham Hotspur. I looked at you when I said Manchester City taking on Manchester United, biggest game of the weekend. You chuckled. Why? Those are like the biggest teams when it comes to the Premier League.
Obviously, we're talking about 1 against 2. Yes, so we are looking at the biggest teams right now, the hottest prospects in the Premier League. But
you don't believe it's the biggest game of the weekend?
It's the biggest game, but it's not going to be the most exciting because we've seen Manchester United play the big teams this season. It's always ended in a little bit of a disappointment for those that are expecting a spectacle. Manchester City, fantastic. They go out there, give you the attacking football, score goals with reckless abandon. They've done 21 on the trot. We're expecting them to make it 22. But
so you think Manchester United will lose that game? That's what you're saying?
Yes, but
since your chest,
it's going to be narrow and boring. That's what I expect.
Okay, but narrow and boring game, but City gets all 3 points.
Yes, City gets 3 points.
Okay, you might not agree with him. Drop a comment. Do you think Manchester United have a chance whatsoever in that game. To Italy we go quickly. Well, to be Parma Lazio taking on Inter Milan. Benevento will travel to play Spezia, while to be Sassuolo taking on Udinese. Lazio will take on Juventus. Roma will take on Genoa, while Crotone will take on Torino. Fiorentina plays Parma Lazio, while to be AC Milan taking on Hector Verona's. Cagliari will take on Sampdoria. Napoli will be playing Bologna, while Inter will take on Atalanta. Lazio, Juventus. For me, whenever that fixture comes up, I'm watching.
Two big games this weekend, Lazio taking on Juventus, and we'll also talk about that game for Inter Milan. It's going to be a very fantastic one because we know Atalanta, free scoring side, they've been pretty good of late, and Inter Milan trying to stake a claim to the Scudetto this time around. So those are the two big games. But you talked about that game between Juve and Lazio. We're going to expect goals, no doubt. Cristiano Ronaldo probably coming to the fore. He's been getting the goals, whether or not he plays well, that's a different story entirely. But he's been getting the goals, he's been doing the business for them, he's been covering up a lot of cracks for the team. So this is going to be a game that is more equal than people see. But they have that star man that might just pull through for them.
Okay, they have the star man that might just pull through for them. Quickly to Spain we go, where it will be Valencia taking on Villarreal right there, while to be Real Valladolid taking on Getafe. Elche will take on Sevilla, while Elba will travel to play Cadiz. Barcelona also travels to play Osasuna, while to Celta Vigo taking on Huesca. Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid are at home taking on their neighbours. Interesting game right there, I could tell you. Real Sociedad will take on Levante, while to Atletico Bilbao taking on Granada. There's nothing to talk about. It just has to be Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid.
It has to be Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, but from the viewpoint of Barcelona, because they are the only ones that seem to have anything to gain if this match goes and ends in a draw or a loss for Atletico. I'm wondering who they'll want to support in this game. They really do not like Real Madrid, but they do not have love for
Atletico Madrid also.
But they need Atletico to lose for them to close up that gap at the top of the table. It's going to be a fantastic match. Atletico, yes, they came off that very disappointing one against Chelsea in Champions League. They also want to prove a point because they know that the second leg comes up, they need to build as much momentum as they need to. Real Madrid, not in the best of form, but yet they have those three men in the middle who have been doing fantastic no matter how badly the team
Look at Modric leading the line back right there.
Look at Modric, you have Toni Kroos and you have Casemiro, and once those old guys are still there in the middle, anything is possible. But the forwards have not been putting away the chances. That's where they need to take advantage.
Okay, now quickly we'll move on to the Bundesliga, where Mönchengladbach taking on Bayern Leverkusen, VSP Stuttgart take on Frankfurt right there, while RB Leipzig taking on Freiburg, to be Osburg taking on Hertha Berlin. Wolfsburg will travel to play Fiorentina. Borussia Dortmund also be traveling to take on Bayern Munich. That's the biggest game. Bayern are just 2 points ahead of the table. RB Leipzig are looking in there. If they drop points here, do you see RB Leipzig taking advantage, or do you even see them dropping points?
Dropping points is going to be pretty difficult. Yes, we know it's the classicer. It's a game in which form is usually thrown out of the window.
I tell you.
But the truth is, Borussia Dortmund have been very soft at the back. They have been very soft underbelly, conceding weak goals, cheap goals, and they've been disappointed in themselves. So it's looking like an easy one for Bayern Munich. Lewandowski in fantastic form. I see him getting a goal.
You don't think Jordan Sancho can turn it around?
Sancho is pretty exceptional. He's a good talent, but he needs a lot of support for him to do what he do. But when you talk about playing against a team with such compact structure as Bayern, it's going to be difficult when the whole team has not been functioning pretty well as a unit.
Okay, so now that's been the size of the package right here. It's been Sport Gist, a whole lot we've talked about. Just drop us a comment, follow us. Don't forget, Sport Gist is brought to you by Freaky.com. My name is Samuel Mainikun, and I did the show with TJ. Thank you very much for being here.
It was a pleasure, and it's a wrap.
Okay, yes, definitely, it's a wrap. Don't forget, Sport Gist is powered by Freaky. I'll be back here next week to give you all the lowdown, everything that happened in the world of sports across the weekend.
What's the boss? It's your boy Osh, baby. My name is Kenny Black. They call me VJ. All
of you, they call me Lolo.
So you're watching. Keep watching. Gist on Gist.
I deal with Gist on Gist.
Gist on Gist.com.